This is Helldivers 2. We're here on the PlayStation 5 Pro, and it looks like the game is indeed enhanced. Be sure to like the video. Subscribing is great as well. So yeah, this is one game I've been waiting quite a while to see a visual bump up for the PlayStation 5 Pro. With it being a first-party title, it's kind of a little surprising that the game didn't receive any love immediately. Especially since it was such a big, release for the platform. But it looks like we're finally getting that upgrade here, for sure. I think I just shot my teammate. Yeah, that was... My bad. Yeah, so Helldivers, it basically just rips Starship Troopers. You're fighting against a bunch of different factions for Super Earth. We got the Illuminati things going on here, and there's like bugs, and there's robots, the automatons or whatever, and you're fighting all these different factions trying to complete objectives on these missions. You kind of just get like a random series of objectives with a random selection of map locations with a random setup of combat scenarios, and you're just sort of fighting for the interests of, well, Super Earth, and that's kind of the game. It's pretty straightforward. It's kind of entertaining. A lot of people really love it. This is the quality mode, in case you're wondering. So it's a native 4K at 30 FPS. You might, you might notice some uneven performance, I guess. Maybe some drops here or there. This game's strangely, well, I mean, it's not strangely demanding. It is quite demanding. So, yeah, that's one of the options. The other mode, which is probably the best way to play it. You can, there you go. Bam. Why was I missing that? Huh. Anyways, yeah, so performance mode. That is 1440p at 60 FPS. Looks like there's some temporal scaling going on. And yeah, this one should relatively be fine and smooth. Some situations where it like really gets crazy, you might notice some drops still because this game is very demanding. But a much clearer picture over what we had with the base PlayStation 5 for this game. Like, I think this is almost like a bit of a night and day difference. It's not... I don't know how to describe it. Like, theoretically, maybe they could have taken it further, but, like, this does look a lot sharper than it did on the base PlayStation 5. And that's kind of the goal, right? Is something that looks... and hopefully plays a little bit better than it did in the past, and that... it's kind of what we're getting here, is just a little bit of overhead, a little bit of extra resolution. What more could you want when you're fighting for Super Earth? There's lots of different difficulty options and challenges. The game is based around cooperative play, where you are, trying to fight these various enemies and foes. As I said, the scenarios are always different. You kind of earn stuff, gear, and whatnot to personalize your experience. And then you go out and you fight and you use all of your different tools and weapons in order to get the jobs done. It's all pretty straightforward, honestly, gameplay-wise. You got so many lives, you reinforce your team, you come back, and then you keep doing this over and over again, and it's a pretty addictive formula for a lot of folks that are, like, super into this game. But, yeah, it looks really seriously clean now, like, honestly. Like, it's actually quite, like, fluid and smooth looking. It's kind of a nice little upgrade. I mean, the native 4K looks really good. Why I was down here. I swear it was up higher when you were in the main menus. Anyways, vertical, your field of view be adjusted. You can change aliasing, bloom and stuff like that. Depth of field if you want to adjust that. But yeah, it's just kind of a nicer, better looking version of the game, which is a nice surprise. Because like I said, I was literally just sitting there kind of waiting for an excuse to dive back into this game and play it, because I was like, they just kind of never upgraded. It's weird. It's like their breakout hit from last year. And no upgrade for the, mid-gen refresh. It's just bizarre. You think you'd use it as like a big selling point where it's like that hot multiplayer game everybody loves. Now it's even better looking. And yeah, it's just weird, right? It's genuinely weird. But yeah, this is for sure the Pro upgrade. I mean, like, it definitely is very much clearer. Okay, any other fizz we got to take out here? For Super Earth. But yeah, it's like a very satirical kind of, I would say, generally funny kind of thing. Like, you're fighting for this future humanity group where it's like, you know, everything's about the benefits of humanity and fighting to, like, further our interests. It's kind of framed where it's like, oh, our freedom's being attacked and stuff, and you're, you know, kind of going in and serving our interests across the galaxy. You're basically, you're just cannon fodder, honestly. You're straight up cannon fodder. I thought the Illuminati enemies would be a little bit more interesting for combat for video though, but yeah, I don't know. I think they're okay. Peacemaker. Oh, these guys are kind of cool. Like floating elites from Halo. That's an experience you'll be able to have on PlayStation soon too. Ow. Unbelievable. But yeah, no, it really is, like, to me, pretty straightforward. Like, you are going in, you're doing your objective as a team usually. Like, I guess you could kind of, you play it alone, but it's not really fun by yourself. Like, the whole game is clearly meant for cooperative play, and yeah, and then there's the, you know, crossplay stuff with all the PC players, and there's just a lot of people playing this game, just having a great time with it. Seriously. I mean, for myself, I was kind of like, you know, when I first played it at the launch there, I was like, wow, you know, kind of just lacking content, really, right? Because, well, it wasn't necessarily lacking content, but the way they set it up was like, it was just like an initial selection of stuff you're doing, so it was only a couple planets and, you know, the same sort of scenarios over and over again. And I was just like, oh, I don't know about this, because I was streaming and, you know, trying to do video stuff and all that. And then, like, I guess, yeah, literally as soon as I was, like, wrapped up playing for a little bit there, all of a sudden there's all this new stuff, and I was like, oh, come on. Anyways, yeah, they're always rotating in new things, offering new challenges, different scenarios and map setups, so that the game keeps relatively fresh. If you keep coming back to it, it's like a little bit different every time you go, and that's kind of really cool. Keeps things rolling here. It's also neat because I'm mostly used to like Alien, like the whatever those awful little creatures are. They're basically like Terminids from, you know, Starship Troopers, but kind of funny. I used to them and then the robots. And yeah, it is kind of interesting to have different factions in an actual like city type scenario to be fighting in. And then I guess like a lot of the gameplay nowadays too is also like very mech based. Oh, I definitely could use that resupply. Ugh. That's what I'm talking about. It was also funny because they basically had like the Spider-Man kind of voice actor doing things, and it's like, my limbs! But it's like, I just keep thinking of Spider-Man. I was like, it was an interesting choice for having that voice actor. I was kind of getting a laugh. I'm like, I just keep hearing Spider-Man's voice. Kind of hilarious. I don't know, like, it's a fine game. Like, it's generally solid. Some people just really genuinely cannot get enough of this game, which I find, I just find it fascinating how, like, into it people are. Like, it's totally cool. It's fine. Like, I get the addicting appeal to it. But for me, I was just like, oh, okay, cool. Fun, enjoyable, engaging, and then, you know, you kind of do your stuff, and then you move on. Or at least that's how I usually look at this type of thing. But, like, these enemies are really neat. Honestly, like, they got some really cool designs to them. And, like, it feels like you're in a real space place that you're fighting, you know, these factions. That actually looks like something more from, like, Half-Life, honestly. Yeah, that looks like a Half-Life type enemy going on there. But as you know, hopefully you can tell, like, this really does look you know, genuinely sharper and crisper over the base PlayStation 5 side of things. That was the thing, was it was a bit visually like a little rougher, like a little softer and stuff. It looked fine. It definitely looked fine, but you know, definitely a lot cleaner now, which is ideal. Yeah, this is straight up Half-Life stuff going on here. Oh, looks like I'm down of ammo. But it couldn't like reload my gun automatically. They definitely have some cool sci-fi stuff going on, though. I will definitely give them that. And I love all the little like quirky voice line things where it's like for Super Earth. Did I say for democracy in this one, or am I mixing up Starship Troopers? Because there was also like Starship Troopers Extermination, which is kind of similar to this, that came out not too long ago, and in that game I really got into that game. Are we in the midst of yeah, in the midst of an airstrike? We got like knocked down right into it. But hey, it's my first death. Although me probably hitting my teammate there wasn't the ideal thing right off the bat, but it was kind of hilarious. Ready to liberate. For supers! But yeah, they just say crazy voice lines, do maniacally hilarious things. It's very satirical. It's basically just Starship Troopers, but with like more expanded things other than just bugs. Remember, the only good bug is a dead bug. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's got its own little bit of identity, but it is kind of funny too, because I know a lot of people like kind of play this and they just do not know what Starship Troopers is, and it's like, really? So a similar game, again, Starship Troopers Extermination is, you know, lots of videos and stream stuff of that on the channel. That game is really quite cool. Not knocking this one at all, I'm just saying that one's also kind of similar, but a little bit different. And, yeah, this is quite cool. They keep coming. Crazy zombie-like things. How are we supposed to control the galaxy if we keep getting attacked from all these different fronts? I also love the concept of the ongoing war that's happening in this game, because it's like, you know, it's like a never-ending sort of conflict where you're fighting for these different planets and trying to take them over, and you get like service points for how effective you are.
Affirmative.
And then you get all these bonus stuff, and you get better guns, and you call it different like kill streak like things. It's actually pretty impressive. Seriously, like they've done some good stuff with this one. And it makes you just feel like this ridiculous, over-the-top sci-fi action hero. It's quite lovely. Yeah, it really is. I just wish we had more content stuff like right off the bat. I thought I just grabbed supplies, did I not? I love the visual effects in this game too. That's another thing I really want to praise this game on, is like the environments. They did look a little fuzzier before, jumping here on the Pro, like some of the alien planet stuff. It looks so much sharper. It's not like a massive amount of like resolution improvement, unless you're doing like the native 4K for quality mode, right? That's quite a big jump, but for performance mode here, like it's still a visual, like it feels like a big visual bump up, just in terms of clarity and fidelity. Like it's much clearer. I still would have loved to see it go like to a higher 4K with a temporal kind of like a different sort of effect there, but like I'm more than happy with what they achieved here with this thing. Do I have like a air strike thing? Well, I hope that works. I was not fast enough to use the stim. We're We're burning through spawns at this point. Everybody's just dropping dead here. They're taking us right out, eh? This thing's too powerful to be kept alive. Wish I had like a I think that's usually why I use like a rockets, like a anti-vehicle rockets kind of thing. Is for situations like this. But yeah, it's supposed to be like you can get like mechs and stuff now and that. It's neat because it's been a long time since I've like checked this game out. I was just waiting for the pro upgrade. That's so War of the Worlds like. I feel like a lot of this game they just kind of like take from other like ideas and IPs and stuff. Like they do their own twist with it, but I mean it is kind of funny, right? Like that's very clearly War of the Worlds. Maybe a little Half-Life in there, right? Okay, well I've got like Eagle Cluster Bomb. Yeah. Maybe it could like take him out or something. That would be ideal. We're just a couple troopers fighting for our lives, for freedom, for liberation, for liberty. Actually, for Super Earth. Did it get it? Is it going? It looks like it's like phased. It doesn't really look too bothered. I mean, it looks bothered, but it doesn't look too bothered. It's just totally fine. It's just totally fine. Not the situation we're in, but the big creature thing. I'm really giving the best I got against this thing. It's dead. We did it. The day is saved. We made a difference here today. They'll never forget the contributions we made to the PlayStation 5 Pro console. I'm very proud of what every single soldier out here accomplished. I think it's entertaining and fun. I'll give it that. Yeah, it's definitely got an easygoing like vibe to it. It looks clean, detailed environments, decent selection of environments, and good enough replay loop that you want to keep coming back to it. I definitely understand the appeal. Extraction available. Well, yeah, I guess we should probably go and get out of here and do like a big frenzied escape kind of thing. Like the concepts are pretty much all the same though. You go on a planet, you do some stuff, do some missions, work together, shoot some things, get to extraction, hopefully extract, and then live to fight another day against more creatures and other things. But I mean, you'll probably die a bazillion times because that's how she goes, right? Your orbital drop soldiers that are just in for, but I don't know, glutton for punishment basically is what you are. You're just cannon fodder for the army. But that's okay. That's okay too. If someone's out there has to be a hero, it might as well be us. And there are some secondary things you can do as well. I don't know if you're necessarily really forced to specifically. I guess it depends on the scenario, but it looks like we're preparing for an upcoming battle is what we're doing. Do I have anything that can help? I have resupply, I call it, and a fancy machine gun. I feel left out because everyone else is calling things in, so I'm gonna do that too. Yeah. I'm gonna be part of the collective here. I'm gonna do it. Stand by for Titanfall. And thus the extraction begins. Anyways, it's looking really good on the Pro. I hope the environment stuff showed it off. I was worried because it's a little foggier, but I think the clarity comes across pretty well. Great upgrade.